Dear students, very good afternoon. In this video, I am going to explain about components of canal section. The cross section of the canal you can see on the screen. Look at the section. Here, the components like the berms, freeboard FB, counter berm is given, side slope is given, borrow pit is shown, spoil banks, land width, dowel or dowla, service road is shown, and the balancing section. These are the main components of the canal. So in the canal section, you can see these. The bank you can see here. Both sides of the canal banks, and the berm, you can see berm here, and freeboard. This is a freeboard, and above the freeboard the counter berm is shown, and borrow pit you can see at the center. This is a borrow pit, and at the top, at the bottom of the entire canal structure is called as the land width. Whatever the land is consumed for the canal, including the side bank, service roads, freeboard, burn width, dowel, margin, and spoil bank, all including the entire canal structure, is whatever the land is consuming by canal structure is called as total land width. And next is spoil bank, you can see here, and dowel, right side at the top, dowel you can see, and service road is also provided exactly at after the freeboard. So this is the cross section and component of canal section. Okay, the components of the canal section we'll discuss one by one. The first one is banks. Two banks on both sides of the canal are necessary mainly to retain water in the canal to full supply level FSL or depth. Berms. A berm is a narrow strip of land left at the ground level between the top edge of cutting and the inner toe of the bank. Berm is necessary. Berm is necessary to protect the bank from erosion. You can see the berm. Berm is necessary to protect the bank from erosion. Berm is necessary to provide a space for widening the canal if necessary. Berm is necessary to protect the bank from sliding down towards the canal, and berm is necessary to deepest the silt to make an impervious lining, etc. Berm is necessary to provide bigger waterway. Berm is necessary to reduce leaks and breaches of banks. Berm is necessary for the provision of borrow pit in future. Berm is necessary to provide additional inspection path. Berm is necessary to provide additional strength to banks and canal section. And next is the freeboard. Freeboard, you can see freeboard FB. It is the vertical distance between the FSL of the canal and the total of the tank of the bank. The height of FE is dependent on size of canal, amount of discharge in canal, its location, water surface fluctuations, wave generated due to wind velocity, etc. It varies from 0.30 meter for low discharge to 0.90 meter for high discharge. As per IS, okay. Next is counter berm. This is a counter berm. Counter berm is necessary to control the HGL so that it cannot saturate canal bank. It is actually a side protection of bank to control the seepage. Side slope. Side slopes depend on the nature of the soil in which the canal is constructed. Side slope provided in the canal bank is dependent on angle of repose of the soil. If side slope is more than angle of repose during construction, after the bank has been exposed to weather, eventually it maintains the angle of repose. Height of canal bank decreases, the width at bottom increases. The permissible side slopes generally adapted for various types of soils are given. The soils like hard rock, soft rock, hard clay or gravel. So cutting slope will be different. Next is borrow pit at the center and at the bottom of the canal. The borrow pit is shown. At any section of a canal, if the quantity of earth obtained from excavation or cutting is less than that required for making the banks, then the additional quantity of earth required for the banks is obtained from borrow pits. The borrow pits may be located either inside the canal or outside the canal. The inside borrow pits may be located on the bed of the canal or the berms if the latter are sufficiently wide. The inside borrow pits are usually preferred because if properly located they get silted up due to due course of time after running of the channel and do not spoil the section. In the bed of the channel, the borrow pits may be located in the center of the section with their maximum width equal to half the bed width of the channel and depth not more than 1 meter. In between successive borrow pits along the length of the channel, a minimum distance equal to half the length of borrow pit should be left. The outside borrow pits should be located at a distance of more than 5 meter from the toe of the embankment in case of small channels and 10 meter in the case of large channels. These borrow pits should not be deeper than 0.30 meter and should be connected by a drain after the measurements of earth work are over so that they do not hold stagnant water. Next is spoil bank. When the quantity of earth obtained from excavation or cutting of channel section is in excess of the quantity required for forming the banks and service roads, then the extra earth is usually deposited in the form of spoil banks on one or both sides of the channel. The spoil bank should be discontinuous along its length to enable cross drains to take out the water from the main longitudinal drain. Land width. The total land required for the construction of channel is divided into two parts: permanent land and temporary land. The permanent land is the land which will be required permanently during the after uh, the construction of the channel. The width of the permanent land is the distance between the outer toes of the banks of the canal plus a few meters up to about 1.5 meter on both sides for the construction of drain or for planting of shade line trees. During the construction period of a canal, some extra land is required for storage of materials and machinery near the site of construction or for borrow pits or any other similar purposes. This land is known as temporary land. So all including the land which is used for canal construction is land width. Dowel or dola. Dowel just beside the berm width and the near the freeboard. Dowel or Dowla, it is a protective small embankment which is provided in the canal side of the service road for safety of vehicles plying on it. It acts as a curb of the inspection road way towards the channel. Its level is above FSL. The top width and height above the road are kept normally at 0.50 meter. Side slope will be same with main bank. Service road. Service road or inspection road. For the, you can see just beside the dowel, service road is provided. Service road or inspection road for the purpose of inspection, repair and maintenance. Roads are provided on the banks of the channels. For main canal, service roads are provided for on both sides. Minimum width of this road is 4 meter. Initial aim of this service road is only for inspection and maintenance. Hence, canal roads are usually made up of compacted and dressed earth and are unmetalled and unsurfaced. As such, they can take only very light traffic. However, if a canal road is needed for the use of general public, it should be metalled and surfaced before being allowed for general use. The next one is balancing section. Balancing section, in constructing a canal section, the quantity of earth excavated from the channel section is exactly equal to the earthwork required to construct the two canal banks. No borrow pit, spoil banks are necessary to borrow extra earthwork or to deposit surplus earthwork. Such a section is called balanced section, and depth of such section is called as balancing depth. Cost or volume of earth is balanced in this section. This balancing section is possible in partly cutting and partly filling. Such canal is the most economical. These are the components and the information about the canal. In the next video, we shall discuss about the canal losses and design of canals by the Kennedy's method. Thank you.